Gotham on the brink. Gotham is still recovering from the catastrophic flood caused by the Riddler. Parts of the city remain submerged or damaged, with FEMA-like response efforts underfunded. Criminals have seized abandoned zones. Corrupt officials are returning to power. Batman patrols nightly, more brutal and exhausted than ever. Narration, a Law Year 2 journal, sets the stage. This city keeps bleeding, and I'm running out of bandages. A new face in the shadows. A chilling new presence makes itself known. Not publicly, but through whispers in the underworld. The Court of Owls, a centuries-old secret society made up of Gotham's wealthiest and most powerful. Their existence is considered an urban legend. However, they are very real and very active, now that the city is destabilized. A serial killer on the loose. A series of gruesome murders rocks the city. Victims are high-profile. A judge, a city planner, a wealthy CEO. Each is found with a silver coin on each eye and a parchment slip in their mouth that reads, "The court has judged you unworthy." Batman finds ritualistic patterns and architecture marks linking the murders to forgotten corners of Gotham's oldest buildings. Bruce Wayne investigates. Haunted by the possibility that his family was once part of Gotham's corruption, Bruce begins investigating the Wayne's past. In the archives of Wayne Tower, he finds old ledgers, sealed letters, and donations tied to shell companies, some traced to court members. He suspects that the Waynes once stood against the court, and that this may have led to their deaths being a hit disguised as a mugging. Enter Dick Grayson. During a charity circus event hosted by the Wayne Foundation to rebuild the city, Bruce witnesses tragedy firsthand again. The death of John and Mary Grayson, trapeze artists, in a rigged accident. Their son Dick survives. Bruce takes him in, feeling a responsibility not just to shelter him, but to help channel the boy's pain into purpose. Penguins rise. Oswald Cobblepot has moved into Falcone's old penthouse and is establishing himself as Gotham's new underworld boss. He keeps a low public profile, but exerts brutal control over drugs, weapons, and real estate. However, mysterious threats force him to play defense. Black-masked assassins are taking out his men. Even he fears the court. Selina returns. Selina Kyle, having left for Bloodhaven at the end of Part 1, returns after hearing of the chaos. She's pursuing her own vendetta, tracking down an antiquities smuggler linked to the court who once trafficked young women, including a friend of hers. She's more focused and vengeful than before, her path once again crossing with Bruce's during a heist at a secret court archive. Talon Unleashed. The court activates Talon, their elite undead assassin, a former 17th century killer preserved through cryogenic resurrection. He is almost supernatural, highly skilled, silent, unstoppable. He targets judges, whistleblowers, and eventually goes after Batman. In their first encounter, Batman barely survives, suffering a cracked rib and a psychological blow. This enemy doesn't fear him or feel pain. The Bat and the Bird. As Dick heals emotionally, he starts digging into Bruce's secrets. Bruce tries to push him away, but Dick's curiosity leads him to discover the Batcave. After a confrontation, Bruce begins training him in combat and detective skills, though strictly for self-defense. Dick wants to help, but Bruce sees himself in the boy and is afraid of letting him fall into the same darkness. A hidden lair. Batman and Selina find an owl sanctuary hidden in a burned-down orphanage beneath the Narrows. Inside are secret passageways, maps, and portraits of past court leaders, including ties to the Arkhams, Kanes, and even Alfred's old employers. They also find cryogenic pods, and one is empty. Talon was awakened here. Files name several other pods still functional. Wayne's dark past. Bruce uncovers a sealed letter from his father to Martha, written days before their deaths. It confirms that Thomas Wayne rejected a court recruitment offer. He feared they were using city renewal programs as a front for control. Bruce begins to suspect the Waynes weren't just victims of crime, they were silenced. This redefines his entire origin. Penguin's deal. Cornered by Talon and betrayed by some of his own lieutenants, secretly court agents, Penguin reaches out to Batman. He offers vital information, maps of the court's hidden meeting spots, blackmail material, and names. In exchange, he wants protection and partial immunity. It's an uneasy alliance, but necessary. War in the shadows. Masked vigilantes inspired by Batman have sprung up across Gotham. Most are undertrained. Talon begins targeting and killing them one by one as a warning. Batman races to protect them. In one desperate rooftop battle, Bruce and Selina are nearly killed. But Dick, now fully suited in his proto-Robin gear, a tactical red-black suit, intervenes, saving them with acrobatics and clever tactics. Grayson becomes Robin. Bruce finally accepts that Dick has what it takes, and more importantly, a different kind of strength: hope. He gives Dick his blessing to be his partner, not a soldier, but a symbol. They create a suit together, sleek, armored, and agile. The city doesn't know it yet, but Robin has arrived. The public awakens. A cache of court documents is leaked online, possibly by Selina or a surviving whistleblower. Gotham explodes in protest. Citizens rally against the elite. Bruce uses his influence as Wayne to demand reform. The mayor is pressured to act. This threatens the court's grip, and they accelerate their plans. Betrayal from within. Alfred is attacked by Talon while researching Wayne family correspondence. He survives but is hospitalized. Bruce is emotionally shattered, blaming himself. The attack confirms that the court has infiltrated the manor for generations. They were always watching, even as Bruce became the Batman. Showdown in the Nest. Batman, Robin, and Catwoman storm the court's main sanctuary hidden beneath Trinity Cathedral, Gotham's oldest church. A massive, stylized owl-themed arena waits. Dozens of talons are thawed and released. An epic battle ensues, showcasing Robin's agility, Selina's precision, and Batman's brutality. They plant explosives and destroy the crypt, collapsing it into rubble. Collapse of the court. Many court elders are killed in the collapse, their cryogenic chambers shattered. However, one enigmatic figure in a silver owl mask, the Voice, escapes. He vows the court will never die. This figure is hinted to be Bruce's great uncle, or possibly even someone tied to Martha's family, the Arkhams. Gotham in transition. Penguin is wounded during the court war and retreats into hiding, leaving a power vacuum. Selina disappears again, tracking stolen artifacts smuggled out during the chaos. Bruce decides to reinvest in Gotham as both Batman and Wayne. He begins pushing reforms and funding orphanages, especially for kids like Dick. The final whisper. In a post-credit scene, a charismatic new DA, Harvey Dent, is sworn in, vowing to clean up the city. He seems too good to be true. Meanwhile, deep in Arkham, an off-screen voice, Joker, sings, "Who's next to play the game?" A patient nearby, a woman humming softly, could be Dr. Harleen Quinzel.